Alright, everyone, buckle up, because today we're diving deep into something that has the potential to give your entire spiritual journey a massive 10x boost, the activation of your third eye. Now, before we get into the signs that your third eye is activating, let me ask you a question. What would your life look like if you could see beyond the physical, beyond the limitations of your everyday perception? Imagine for a moment that your intuition was so sharp, your connection to the universe so clear, that you could read the energy of any situation, any person, at any time. That's the kind of power we're talking about when your third eye begins to open. The third eye, often associated with the pineal gland, is the gateway to higher consciousness. It's the center of your intuition, insight, and spiritual vision. When it starts to awaken, you're not just leveling up spiritually, you're stepping into a whole new dimension of reality. And trust me, when this happens, there's no going back. You'll start seeing the world in ways you never thought possible, and your vibration, your energetic frequency will skyrocket. But how do you know if this is happening to you? What are the signs that your third eye is opening and preparing you for this 10x vibration boost? The first sign to look out for is a shift in your perception of reality. Things that once seemed solid, unchanging, and fixed will start to feel more fluid, more interconnected. You might begin to experience moments where time feels different, either slowing down or speeding up, or where the boundaries between you and the world around you start to dissolve. This is because your third eye allows you to perceive beyond the physical. It taps into the subtle energies that are always present but rarely noticed. It's like you suddenly have access to a higher vantage point, and from that perspective, everything looks different.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
Let me ask you, have you ever had moments where the world felt more alive, more vibrant, like you were seeing beyond the surface of things? If so, you're likely experiencing the early stages of third eye activation. This shift in perception isn't just in your mind, it's an energetic shift that happens when your vibration starts to rise. The more your third eye opens, the more you'll notice these subtle changes in how you experience the world. Another key sign of third eye activation is an increase in intuitive insights. You'll start receiving information that you didn't logically work out, but you somehow just know. It's like your inner compass becomes incredibly precise, guiding you toward the right people, the right opportunities, and even warning you when something is off. This isn't guesswork or coincidence. It's your third eye tuning into the energetic field around you and pulling in information from sources beyond the material world. Your intuition becomes sharper, more reliable, and you begin to trust it more than ever. But here's the thing, when your third eye starts to open, it's not always comfortable. In fact, it can be downright overwhelming at times. You might experience pressure or tingling sensations in the center of your forehead, right between your eyebrows. This is a physical sign that energy is moving through your third eye chakra, clearing out blockages and preparing it to fully open. You might also feel lightheaded or experience headaches as your body adjusts to the higher frequencies. This is all part of the process. Your third eye is activating, and your physical body is catching up to the energetic shifts happening within you. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, have you ever felt a strange pressure in your forehead, or had moments where your intuition was so strong it felt like you couldn't ignore it? These are clear signs that your third eye is starting to wake up. And as it does, your entire energetic system begins to recalibrate to a higher vibration. But remember, this is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time for your body, mind, and spirit to adjust to these new frequencies. Now, as this activation progresses, you'll also start to become more sensitive to energy. You'll notice that you're more in tune with the emotions and vibrations of those around you. You might walk into a room and immediately pick up on the energy, whether it's positive, negative, or somewhere in between. This heightened sensitivity can feel like both a blessing and a curse. On the one hand, it allows you to navigate the world with greater awareness. But on the other hand, it can be overwhelming if you're not used to feeling so much. Let me ask you something super deep. Are you prepared to feel everything? Because that's what happens when your third eye is fully activated. You'll feel more both the light and the shadow. But this is where true growth happens. The more you can embrace this sensitivity, the more you can use it to your advantage. It's like having access to a whole new level of information, one that most people can't even perceive. But with this power comes responsibility. You'll need to learn how to protect your energy, how to ground yourself when things get overwhelming, and how to use your heightened perception wisely. Another crucial sign that your third eye is activating is vivid, often lucid dreams. When your third eye opens, the barrier between the waking world and the dream world begins to thin. Your dreams become more intense, more symbolic, and sometimes even prophetic. You might find yourself dreaming about events before they happen, or having vivid encounters with spiritual guides, ancestors, or otherworldly beings. This is because the third eye is the gateway to the subconscious and the spiritual realms. When it opens, you gain access to these dimensions in a much more tangible way. Ask yourself, have your dreams been more vivid lately? Have you had dreams that felt more real than reality itself? If so, this is a powerful sign that your third eye is activating. Your dreams are not just random, they are a reflection of your inner and outer worlds merging. Pay attention to them. They hold keys and messages that can guide you on your spiritual journey. And finally, one of the most profound signs of third eye activation is an increase in synchronicities. You'll start noticing patterns, seeing repeated numbers like 1111, 222, or 333, or experiencing those coincidences that feel way too aligned to be random. These synchronicities are the universe's way of communicating with you, letting you know that you're on the right path and that your vibration is rising. The more connected you are to your third eye, the more you'll start to see these signs everywhere. It's like the universe is winking at you, saying, yes, you're getting closer. All right, now that we've covered the signs of your third eye activating, let's dive into something even more profound, how you can accelerate this process. Because while it's amazing to notice the subtle shifts happening on their own, you're probably wondering, how can I actively work with this energy to open my third eye faster and get that 10x vibration boost? And trust me, you can speed up this awakening, but it requires dedication, awareness, and a willingness to go deep within yourself. First, let's talk about meditation. I know everyone talks about meditation, but here's the thing, when it comes to activating your third eye, meditation isn't just a suggestion, it's essential. The third eye responds to stillness, to moments of inner quiet where you can hear more than just your thoughts. Regular meditation, especially focusing on your third eye area, can dramatically accelerate the process. But it's not just about sitting in silence. You need to bring your awareness directly to your forehead, to the space between your eyebrows, and visualize energy swirling there. Imagine a bright indigo light, the color of the third eye chakra, expanding and growing brighter with every breath. This visualization, combined with focused breathing, helps to activate the energy center and open it further. Let me ask you, when was the last time you gave yourself permission to just sit in stillness? Not to clear your mind, not to solve problems, but simply to be. That's where the magic happens. The more you allow your mind to enter that space of stillness, the more you clear the way for your third eye to open. It's like creating a pathway for energy to flow freely without the blockages of everyday mental chatter. Another powerful tool for accelerating third eye activation is working with sound. Sound healing, especially with frequencies aligned to the third eye, can help shift your vibration and stimulate the pineal gland. You may have heard of binaural beats or solfeggio frequencies. These are sound waves that can directly influence your brainwaves and bring your consciousness into a state where third eye activation is more likely. For example, the 936 Hz frequency is often called the pineal gland activation frequency, and listening to music or tones tuned to that frequency while meditating can be incredibly effective. Here's a deep question for you. How much noise do you let into your life every day? I'm not just talking about physical noise like traffic or conversations, I'm talking about energetic noise. The constant barrage of information, social media, stress, and negativity. One of the ways to accelerate your third eye activation is to reduce the noise, both external and internal. When you create more space for silence, for stillness, and for higher frequencies like healing music, you create the perfect environment for your third eye to awaken. Now, let's talk about diet. This might surprise you, but what you put into your body directly affects your energy centers, including your third eye. Certain foods and substances can either block or support your third eye activation. One of the biggest culprits of third eye blockage is fluoride, which can calcify the pineal gland over time. Reducing your intake of fluoride, whether it's in drinking water, toothpaste, or processed foods, can help to decalcify the pineal gland and open your third eye more easily. On the flip side, there are foods that can support third eye activation. Dark leafy greens, raw cacao, and foods rich in chlorophyll help to detoxify the body and raise your vibration. You might also want to consider adding herbs like gotu kola, ashwagandha, and turmeric, which are known to stimulate the pineal gland. It's not just about the physical benefits. When you eat high vibration foods, your energy field becomes clearer and more aligned, allowing your third eye to open more fully. Here's something to think about. What are you feeding your body? And by extension, your spirit? Are you nurturing yourself with foods that raise your vibration? Or are you consuming things that weigh you down? The physical and the spiritual are connected in ways we often overlook. And by making conscious choices about what you eat, you're also making choices about the energy you carry. Another critical aspect of accelerating third eye activation is practicing mindfulness in your daily life. The third eye is all about perception, seeing beyond the physical. And when you practice mindfulness, you're training yourself to be fully present, fully aware. Simple practices like mindful eating, mindful walking, or even mindful conversations can help you become more attuned to the subtler energies around you. The more you practice seeing the world with awareness, the more your third eye will naturally begin to open, allowing you to perceive reality from a higher perspective. Let me ask you something. How often do you rush through life without really seeing what's in front of you? Whether it's a conversation with a loved one or just your daily routine, we tend to operate on autopilot. But when you start to slow down and bring mindfulness into every moment, you begin to see the world with new eyes. You start to notice the energies, the patterns, the synchronicities that are always there, but that you've been too busy to see. This practice of mindfulness is like flexing the muscles of your third eye, preparing it to open even wider. And finally, one of the most important things you can do to accelerate your third eye awakening is to trust the process. This is a journey, not a destination. The more you try to force it, the more resistance you create. Instead, let go. Surrender to the process. Let the energy flow naturally. Trust that the universe knows exactly what you need and when you need it. Sometimes the most powerful shifts happen when you stop trying to control the outcome and simply allow yourself to be open to whatever comes. So, I'll leave you with this. Are you ready to trust the process and let go of the need to control? Because when you do, your third eye will open in ways you never imagined, and your vibration will soar. So you've started to feel the shifts, maybe even cracked open that third eye a bit, and your vibration is rising. But now that you're on this path, what does it actually mean to live with an open third eye? How do you harness this newfound spiritual power without getting overwhelmed or losing your grounding? Let me tell you, this is where the real journey begins. Once your third eye is activated, every part of your life will begin to change. The way you perceive the world, the choices you make, and even the relationships you form will all shift. You'll start to see through the illusions of the material world. It's like the veil has been lifted, and you can suddenly see the deeper truths behind things. But here's the thing, with great spiritual power comes great responsibility. You can't unsee what you've seen, and that's something you need to prepare for. One of the most immediate changes you'll notice is an increased ability to see energy. This could be anything from a subtle feeling of the vibrations around people to actually perceiving auras or light fields. You might walk into a room and instantly feel the emotional undercurrent, even if no one is saying a word. It's like you've gained an energetic superpower. But this also means you need to be careful about the environments you put yourself in. Being around negative energy or chaotic situations can feel intensely draining when your third eye is open because you're more attuned to the subtle frequencies at play. Let me ask you this, how often do you consciously choose the energy you surround yourself with? Now that your third eye is open, this becomes crucial. You need to be selective about the people, places, and activities you engage with, because your sensitivity to energy will be heightened. This doesn't mean you need to isolate yourself or avoid challenging situations, but it does mean you should be mindful of your energetic hygiene. That could mean protecting your energy through grounding techniques, setting boundaries with people whose energy feels too heavy, or even cleansing your space regularly with sage or crystals. Another powerful shift you'll experience is a deeper connection to your intuition. When your third eye is active, your ability to receive guidance from your higher self, spiritual guides, or even the universe itself will become much stronger. You might start getting intuitive hits or gut feelings that are impossible to ignore. It's as if your inner GPS has been upgraded, and it knows exactly where you need to go, even if your logical mind doesn't understand it yet. But here's the key, trust. You have to trust that inner voice, even when it doesn't make sense. And that's not always easy. Sometimes your intuition will guide you in a direction that feels completely counterintuitive to what your mind is telling you. But the more you trust it, the clearer it becomes. The clearer it becomes, the more aligned your life will be with your highest path. Let me ask you something deep. How often do you trust your intuition over logic? Because now, with your third eye open, your intuition will be your most reliable guide. It won't always make logical sense, but it will always lead you toward your highest good. The more you trust it, the more it will grow. Living with an open third eye also means you'll start to see the interconnectedness of everything. You'll notice patterns that run through your life, synchronicities, recurring themes, and lessons that keep showing up. These aren't coincidences. They're the universe's way of guiding you, of showing you the deeper connections that run through your experience. When you start noticing these patterns, you'll realize that everything is connected and nothing is random. It's all part of a larger divine plan. But here's the challenge. Can you surrender to that plan? Can you let go of the need to control and trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should? Because that's what living with an open third eye is about, seeing the bigger picture and trusting that you are part of something much larger than yourself. Lastly, living with an open third eye means embracing your role as a conscious creator. You're no longer a passive participant in life. Now you have the awareness, the insight, and the power to consciously co-create your reality. This is where the real magic happens. When your third eye is open, you can align your actions, thoughts, and intentions with the energy of the universe. You can manifest your desires more easily because you're operating from a place of higher awareness. You're tuned into the frequency of creation, and that gives you immense power. So, here's my final question for you in this part. What will you create with this newfound power? Now that your third eye is open and your vibration is rising, what will you do with this energy? Because this isn't just about spiritual awakening, it's about using that awakening to bring more light, more love, and more wisdom into the world. As you step into the reality of living with an open third eye, it's absolutely vital to stay grounded. And here's why. The moment you start expanding your consciousness, accessing higher realms of knowledge, and perceiving the deeper layers of existence, it's easy to get lost in the vastness of it all. You're suddenly exposed to a flood of new information, energies, and insights, and while this is exhilarating, it can also feel overwhelming. The key to navigating this new level of awareness is balance, learning how to stay grounded in your physical body while allowing your consciousness to expand. Let me ask you, how do you stay rooted when everything around you is changing? Because that's the challenge you'll face as your third eye fully awakens. The more your spiritual vision opens, the more you'll encounter situations, energies, and even people that don't align with the person you're becoming. This can create a sense of disorientation or even frustration, especially when your higher awareness clashes with the mundane aspects of everyday life. That's why grounding is critical. One of the simplest and most effective ways to stay grounded is through physical practices, anything that brings your awareness back to your body and connects you to the earth. This could be as simple as walking barefoot on the ground, sitting in nature, or practicing yoga. Movement, physical touch, and connecting with the earth help to anchor your energy in the present moment, preventing you from drifting too far into the abstract realms of your mind. Here's a deep question for you. How connected are you to your body right now? Because as your third eye opens, it's easy to get caught up in the spiritual and forget about the physical. But your body is your vessel in this world. It's the anchor that keeps you grounded while you explore the higher dimensions. The more you nurture it, the more easily you can integrate the spiritual insights you're receiving. Now, another challenge that often arises with third eye activation is managing emotional and energetic sensitivity. As your third eye opens, your ability to feel and perceive energy increases dramatically. You'll become more attuned to the emotions and vibrations of others, and while this is a powerful gift, it can also be draining if you don't know how to protect your energy. One practical way to manage this sensitivity is by setting energetic boundaries. Just as you protect your physical space, you need to protect your energetic space. Visualize a bubble of light around you. This is your energetic field. You get to decide what enters that field and what doesn't. If you find yourself in a situation that feels energetically heavy or overwhelming, take a moment to center yourself, breathe deeply, and reinforce that boundary. This is especially important when you're around large groups of people or in environments where the energy feels chaotic. Let me ask you again, are you protecting your energy? Because as you expand your awareness, it becomes more important than ever to maintain your energetic sovereignty. You're sensitive, yes, but that doesn't mean you have to absorb everything around you. You have the power to choose what you let in. Lastly, trust in your journey. The third eye awakening is a continuous process with layers of insight unfolding over time. You don't need to rush it, and you don't need to have all the answers right away. Trust that the universe is guiding you, and that every challenge, every new awareness is part of your evolution. Stay grounded, stay open, and remember that this journey is about balance, expanding your consciousness while staying rooted in who you are. So, here's my final question for you. How will you integrate this expanded awareness into your everyday life? Because that's the real magic of third eye activation, not just seeing the higher truths, but living them every single day.